Streaming now on Peacock. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are back.
That's hot. Loves it.
For a show-stopping reunion that will prove putting on an opera is anything but simple.
We're really good at this.
One thing's for sure, they won't be upstaged.
Good to have you back. Come on, we've got a show to do.
Paris and Nicole, The Encore, a 3-part reunion special. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give them the coziest scuba matching set, the real gift is this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give a gift that goes beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at lululemon.com.
Hi, it's Dave here. This is my wife, Kathy.
Hello.
This is the Cinemile. It's the podcast where we walk home from the movies. Today, we're going to bring the kids to see Moana 2. It's the sequel to Moana 1. Kathy, how you feeling about this?
Well, I love Moana, as it was called at the time. I don't believe it's called Moana 1. It was one of
She did win.
I think
She won in the
It was
end.
one of the very first episodes we did on this podcast, I think.
Yeah, you saw it with your mom.
Yeah, back in 2016.
I caught up later.
I loved it.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely love it.
It's an all-timer.
All-timer. I think Moana is my favourite Disney character. I think the music from Moana is brilliant.
Sensational.
Sensational music. We listen to it a lot. And it's aged really well because I've watched it a couple of times with the kids. This was originally supposed to be a TV series. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Thank you for being informed.
It was being developed as a TV series for Disney Plus. And then is it Bob
Iger?
Yeah, he saw it and was like,
The
it's too
current
good.
Bob?
Yeah.
There was another Bob.
I'm not sure which Bob saw it and said, actually, do you know what, this needs to be in the cinema, it's too good to be a series. Which is a strange rationale because I don't think there's anything wrong with being a series.
It implies that there's a sort
that the series
there's
are
a
lower
threshold
quality
for Disney
yeah.
Plus.
And like Disney aren't, no, when Dave and I were discussing this earlier, like Disney actually don't do a lot of sequels, unlike say Pixar. The only other big sequel I can think of Disney having done is Frozen. So it is
Very
unusual.
few.
Yeah,
historically, their sequels would go direct
Straight
to
to DVD.
VHS.
Yeah.
Even. Remember Aladdin 2
So
and
anyway, the fact that it was
A Beauty and the
originally-
Beast Christmas.
Yeah, the fact that it was originally a TV show and now is a movie leaves me a bit skeptical, I guess, because if it was made as a TV show and it was cut down into a movie, I don't know what that means for it. But I'm really excited to see it. Yeah, the trailers have all been very much teasers, so I've no
I haven't
idea
seen any
what it's
trailers
about.
for
Yeah.
this.
I've just seen a teaser of like tiny bit of music and then Moana 2, and to be fair, that's probably all they need to do. Like, we're a week or two behind. It's already gone over like $600 million at the box office and is set to go over $1 billion. So it's like huge numbers. So yeah, I hope it's good, but I think my hopes are probably I don't think I'm expecting it to ever reach, you know, the heights of the original.
I mean, it'll be hard to top.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we're in good hands here. Disney Studios, pretty reliable. Moana, good property.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anything about this, but let's see where we go.
Yeah.
And sure, it's something to do with the kids anyway.
Exactly, it's a very cold day, so we can't do much else with them. Funny, the kids aren't bothered about it at all, which I find interesting.
No.
Yeah, they've
There's
like
I think we're kind of half dragging them.
we're
to this,
kind of
actually.
dragging them to it. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, one of those that we are more excited than the kids. Bye.
See you soon.
You were gone forever.
It was 3 days.
Where are we going?
Before Maui stole Tifiti's heart, our ancestors wanted to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder to finish what they started.
Moana, show our people just how far we'll go.
This is a call from the ancestors.
Hidden in a terrible storm, it's an ancient island. Setting foot on its sands would break the curse, bring our people together again.
I know what I have to do. Maui, I could really use your help.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
Hi, we're back. We have seen Moana 2 with our children. And if it's your first time here at the Cinemile, there will be no spoilers for Moana 2 until, of course, we get to Spoiler Street. But Kathy, how you feeling about Moana 2 there? Or do you want to tell them how what the kids
The
thought
irony
first?
is the kids liked it more than us.
Way more.
The kids were like, yeah, we're not really into Moana, I can't be bothered. And then they're like, but the kids have an incredible recency bias about anything. So if we ever ask them what their favourite movie is, it's generally the last
It's the
movie
film they just saw, yeah.
But Elliot,
Best film ever.
our 4-year-old, turned to me during the film and said, I didn't think I'd like it, and I love it. So that is huge praise.
And we both had the inverse reaction.
Yeah, I sat through the film and I was like, it looks stunning, right? Like Moana's world is incredibly beautiful, and that holds true for this film. It looks very, very beautiful, and in that sense I understand why they wanted it on a big screen. I love Moana, and it's cool to see her, like, she's actually like about 3 years older than the last movie. She has a little sister. Like, she's actually evolved, you know. Whereas when you watch something like, say, a Frozen 2, they're generally kind of fixed in time. So I thought that was interesting. She's like a proper young woman now. And I love the opening sequence and seeing Moana running her and singing a kind of modern, updated version of I Am Moana. And then, I don't know, like, it's really hard with sequels and songs, but I don't think the songs are as good at all.
Not a patch.
Not a banger
Nowhere
in
near
sight.
it.
Yeah. Like you're talking about, sorry, but we had Your Welcome in Moana.
That's just one.
And that's just one, yeah. One of
There's
the
not a
catchiest
single.
songs.
Sorry.
When
go on.
the best song in this is at the end when they actually did the original song.
Yes,
Away,
exactly.
away,
I was going to say the same. When the
sailing in the sea.
and that's when you realise it's like, oh wait, the only
Yeah.
time my ears woke up
Yeah.
were from the songs from the first.
But we do
movie.
have to acknowledge the first time you hear songs, they never hit the same. Like, songs grow on you. So
Agreed.
I will allow for these to be growers, not showers. And what I'm going to do later is go back and listen again to them.
And we
so
should
I make that promise.
And we should also remind everyone that you saw Frozen 2
Yeah, didn't think it was great.
and didn't like it and said the songs were terrible.
Yeah.
And you said that about Lost in the Woods.
Lost in the Woods
an
is
all-timer.
one of the best songs ever written.
That's
and
a classic.
I bitterly regret that review. So I actually am afraid to say the songs are bad, because I think if we go back and listen to them, they'll be good. But they didn't hit. And then
They didn't hit.
finally, the story was kind of overstuffed and there was a lot of character and there was no clear villain. And my feeling is that's probably because if it was originally a TV show, there was probably more for them to do. But because it ended up being a film, like even Maui got the short shrift, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like the character stuff was a bit undercooked. But look, the cinema was busy, the kids loved it, I had a good time, but like, will it stay with me the way Moana did? No.
Now, I'm going to go a little bit further. I think this film is bad. No, that's not fair. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's
Come
not bad.
on.
No, it's not bad.
I've seen
But
a
it
lot of
is.
bad
Sorry,
films.
I have a better word. It's boring.
I agree.
It's really boring.
Truth be told, I did have a little nap.
You fell asleep. It is just. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah,
And
I could not keep my eyes open. Like, I probably only fell asleep for about 3 minutes because Elliot woke me up. But I was like, I would have never fallen asleep in the first Moana.
No. That's the difference. Is I think there's a few differences. One, the music is a key ingredient to what is essentially a musical,
Yeah.
right? And I think if you take the music out of Moana 1, I don't think it's boring, but it is not the same thing. Like, the plot of Moana 1 isn't its strength. Its strength is it's full of heart and it has banging songs and good characters.
And it's got like Flight of
And-
the Conchords song in the middle of it.
Exactly, and that is so like, and that's not even one of the best Jermaine Clements numbers.
Yeah.
And so you got it and that song is better than anything in this movie.
Yeah,
as an
and that's
example,
one of
and
the
it's one of the
weaker
weaker
ones,
songs
yeah.
of the first movie. Like the I Want song in Moana, like I am Moana.
Well, they kind of updated it for this one.
It's not the same.
No.
It's nowhere near it. It doesn't hit any of the emotional notes that it needs to. I completely agree with you in that it has too many characters. I admire it for introducing new characters, and actually largely, while they are kind of archetypal, I liked them.
Yeah,
I
I
did
liked
like
them
them too, but they have nothing to do.
That's where I think it's the whiff of the TV series, because I was watching it and I was like, they've introduced us to a new villain who kind of turned out not to be much of a villain, which was a bit confusing. And then
I thought that was a
three
big dud.
3 new friend characters. And that's a lot, like on top of all the characters of the original Moana, and she's now got a sibling.
Four
you'd want to-
technically,
you'd
if
want
you
to be
count the coconut.
carefully. Oh yeah, you'd want to be very carefully balancing that to make sure they all get their moment. You know, particularly I was disappointed with her sidekick. engineer friend because I felt like she was cool. But then we never really got to see her come into her own or do anything other than like modify the ship, you know.
No. So we'll get to their sort of, you know, subplot arcs in Spoiler Street.
Will we?
But well, you kind of I'd like to, or yeah, the lack thereof.
Yeah.
Because you do need a little bit. I mean, if you're going to have side characters, you have to give them a little bit of a payoff, right?
Yeah.
And this movie is set up with no payoff. We get set up for each of those three characters in terms of we know what they want. As in, this isn't spoilers, but the big guy wants to be friends with Maui.
Yeah.
The old guy doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? And
He's afraid of the
the
ocean.
engineer wants to find perfection and create the best thing. Those are three things I could tell you right now. I can pay them off in Act 3 in simple ways. The movie doesn't bother. It just doesn't.
One of them pays off.
One of them
Save it for Spoiler Street.
half pays
Save
off,
it for
maybe.
Spoiler Street.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I just think this is a real dud. The villain thing, I don't think Moana 1 doesn't actually have a villain as well. If you think about it.
Well, but according to our little one, it doesn't. He always thought it was too scary.
Well, yes. So
It's got the shiny monster, and it's got the it's got that monster that like
the lava thing at
Yeah,
the end. Yeah,
like it
I
does-
know.
yeah.
I know. But like, there is no strong. Like, I don't think as a counterpoint to why this movie doesn't work and Moana works, a strong villain is not in the mix. Neither of
but
them
this-
have strong
no,
villains?
No, but this film has a villain that confused me because
I
it was
agree.
like she was set up as a villain and
I
then
agree.
she was actually really nice. So that was more of a confusing arc for me, and
Yeah.
that's where I feel like, was she supposed to have 10 episodes where we saw her unravel? Or
And
something?
unfortunately, it turns out, you know, we'll talk about it in Spoiler Street, but there's like, this film has a post-teaser sting
I know.
a la MCU.
We were
I'm
the only
like,
ones who
guys,
stayed for it.
we were, well,
By
we didn't
accident.
stay for
We
it. We
just
were
accidentally-
walking out the door and then
Yeah.
this thing popped up. And I'm like, are you really doing this in 2024?
But look, our kids were thrilled by it, so
So yeah, I just think this film doesn't pay off anything in terms of plot, has no heart, doesn't have good
it
songs.
does have a bit of heart. But like, it certainly didn't
But the
bring me.
heart isn't beating the way the first film did.
No.
That is a
I actually think
stirring film.
I feel like if they'd less of the side characters, and it was actually just more of Moana on her own because she's like so cool. Like she can carry the film on her own. And then the weirdest thing, and we'll get into spoilers more, is that the Maui plot almost begins like it begins at a point where you feel like that's more like the second act. So again, I feel like there was some stuff cut out of the film that should have been the TV show because I didn't really get the Maui stuff going
I think
on
we just
either.
need to go to spoilers
I think
here.
we need to go to spoilers.
So
but
here's
like, look, I hugely recommend it if you're looking for a film with young kids, particularly if your kids are too young to go to a very long movie like Wicked. I absolutely say bring your kids to this. You won't have a bad time. Look, you might have a bit of a nap. There's certainly one song that was the best, which was a Moana. I can't remember how it goes now, but you know there was
Case
one.
in point.
There's one that The Rock sang, and him and Moana did like a kind of training montage too, and I would say that was probably the best song. And I think if we listen back to it, it's probably quite good. But I
Maybe.
can't.
It's
I can't sing
it's
it
the
right
You're
now.
Welcome equivalent.
Yeah.
But like but you can come out of. I remember editing your podcast review of Moana with your mom, and the two of you
We were buzzing.
are on record as singing "You're Welcome"
Are
straight
we?
away.
I must listen
coming
back
out of
to
the
that.
cinema. I swear,
Time
I swear you
capsule.
did. Like,
See, this is like we recorded that in a time in our lives before Trump, before Brexit, before
Wow.
COVID, before children. So I venture to say I sound 20 years younger. So I need to go back and listen to that.
you're welcome.
Maybe it's just me, it's sad, jaded old sad sack now not enjoying this, you know. Maybe we would have enjoyed
That's
this.
it.
But
I
when
think
we
that's it.
really enjoyed Wicked though.
So,
So I don't think it's us.
So that's our review. Brexit and Trump have ruined Moana 2. Would have been good if not for them.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to go to Spoiler Street now. You might hear a quick ad.
Hello, this is Simon Mayo.
And this is Mark Kermode.
He's the UK's best and most trusted film critic.
He's a best-selling writer, broadcaster, and national treasure.
Far too kind. Kermode and Mayo's Take has all the reviews you need and star guests such as
Sir Ian McKellen.
Nice to be with you.
Emma Stone,
That sounds like something I would love to be a part of.
Ewan McGregor.
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Kate Blanchett. What was that word you used?
Cattywampus.
Kermode and Mayo's Take, all the film you need. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Okay, we're back. We're still out for a walk. And before we turn onto Spoiler Street here, I would like to turn on to Plug Street. To plug patreon.com/The Cinemile, which is where the Cinemile High Club lives. What is the Cinemile High Club, Kathy?
It's where we review old movies. So we've just watched Dog Day Afternoon, which was voted for by our listeners. So
First time watch for both of us.
First time watch. Every month we watch a retro movie. It's kind of like a book club along with our listeners. They watch it too. They vote on what we're watching. We record an episode. It's really fun. We also review TV shows, and it is hot right now because we are reviewing The Day of the Jackal, which we are obsessed with, and we are also about to review
Black Doves, which we have watched two episodes of on Netflix. We're just cramming in spy shows.
And we're not just doing like end of series reviews, we're doing it as it goes along because it warrants it. So good.
Yeah, it's Spy versus Spy over at the Cinemile High Club.
Yeah, loads going on over there. So come over to patreon.com/the Cinemile for the price of €3 or €4 a month. And in fact, you get the first 7 days free. So what you can do is come over for 7 days, and if you don't like it, cancel it, and you don't have to stick around.
Yeah, and you will get instant access to more than 50 old movie reviews, so you can browse through that catalogue. You could even listen to all our monthly what we're watching on TV episodes. There's loads to do.
Yeah, there's loads.
Take it all. It's free.
Spoiler-free TV reviews, and then the real spoilery ones, like the good shows. We do the in-depth spoiler episodes.
There it is. And also, we've got a lovely community there, and we chat to them every day.
Yeah, it's awesome. They give us all our recommendations, to be honest. Now, back
it's great.
to
we don't have to do any work. So, Moana 2 spoilers now. Here's like Spoiler Street.
I'm already over talking about the plot of this.
Oh, there's barely... I mean...
That guy who draws fanfic, which he also calls fanfic, which is like... Sorry, is this set around the Pacific Islands?
Oh, I found...
days gone past, or is this set now?
No, I found the modern references really grating. The
fanfic
one... Did you catch the other one where it was just like it's a butt dial. That'll make sense in 2,000 years.
What annoyed me... So when he said that's a butt dial, that will make sense in 2,000 years. Okay, he's a demigod. I'll accept it. The guy who says fanfic is like, well, you're saying this 2,000 years ago, so why does that character know the word fanfic? Yeah. Makes sense within your own
because that guy invented the word fanfic.
And there's kind of like a TikTok type dance, so that stuff annoys me because it's like, don't try and pander to what the kids are doing because you'll have missed the trend anyway. Just make it set when it's set.
Don't be DreamWorks Animation Studios circa the noughties.
So yeah, the Rock, or sorry, Maui, his character.
Excuse me, Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson Maui. When we meet him, he's like in a bind and like halfway through a plot.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I haven't fallen asleep yet. I feel like I should be able to follow this. And there's kind of like this baddie who's got him tied up, and Elliot, our 4-year-old who always gets scared, was immediately like, is she a baddie? And I said, look, yeah, she is the baddie. And then he goes, I don't think she is. And I was like, this kid doesn't know how films work. I said, Elliot, she is the baddie, and she's going to be the baddie, and I'll close your eyes if it's scary. And then lo and behold, she's not a baddie. He
had her number, yeah.
And he's like, Mom, you loser. But she, in fairness, now that I'm remembering, the baddie had a really good song about jumping off.
Getting lost. That one was okay.
That was good.
I agree, that was okay.
But again, I couldn't sing it with a gun to my head.
Yeah. It goes, sometimes you got to get lost.
No, it doesn't. So Maui and you wanted like a whole plot that we missed. And they appeared to have some sort of flirtatious relationship, and she'd him tied up, and she was doing it all to open the path to the gods. Like,
so here's the question.
Very convoluted.
Here's the question. In these moments, what's Maui's motivation?
Maui's motivation is, I think, he knows that she's keeping him as bait to lure Moana to something.
I don't think so.
Ergo, he's trying to get released and get out of there.
No, because he doesn't. He specifically says, I don't want to do anything to do with Moana.
No, but he says it to his tattoo because he doesn't want her to get hurt.
I just think that's unclear. I think
look,
maybe that is it.
If we're arguing about it, it is unclear.
It's unclear. And I think he was... what I read from it was Maui has the same goal as Moana for some reason. To get to these islands.
An island coming out
he
of the
wants
sea.
To get to these islands. Honestly, that are underwater.
I understand that there was an island to be pulled out of the sea. Beyond that, I don't have a clue what was going on.
Well, you actually fell asleep for a crucial bit because you asked me afterwards, what did I miss? And it turns out you missed Moana's entire motivation because you were
vision.
like, why is she doing, why does any of this matter?
That's why
was
I
the question
accept
you
that
asked
I
me.
fell asleep and
So-
I not want to critique the plot.
So Kathy missed the bit where they were like, if you don't do this, our story ends. So she had motivation. I
Look,
just don't think
Moana's the
Maui
hero.
did. I just
I
don't
think
think.
Moana is like, I understand it, right? I would be obsessed with Moana if I knew her, and I would be desperate to be her friend. But like, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, the whole village is either the girls are cosplaying as her or the boys are in love with her, and then every time Moana like coughs, there's like a party for her. Like, she gets a welcome feast, she gets a goodbye feast. Like, is Moana a bit of an egomaniac? Because at some point she should be like, lads, can you all just calm down and like be normal?
I'm
be
fine
cool,
with that.
be
But
chill.
I like that they acknowledged the plots of the first one, that she's a celebrity now. And also,
Yeah, but but this is 3 years later though. Would they all still be carrying on like that?
I'm okay with that. I think that Moana, I think that's the one thing this movie does well. It continues to cement Moana as a cool, iconic character.
And she is cool.
And I think so. A few things I liked. I liked that she hits the line again. I'm not a princess.
Yeah.
You know, I like that she, in the end, when she gets the tattoos and the magic ore, I'm like, oh,
That was awesome.
this should have happened earlier. 'Cause
That was
she's
so cool. So she's a demigod.
more interesting now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, we'll have to wait for Moana 3.
But this is the thing. This movie just feels like set up for Moana 3. It's the
Yeah.
MCU. It's literally like Thanos on the throne and someone coming out and saying, "Oh, you got me this time."
Maybe what's
I'm
happening
like,
though is
I
maybe
don't
they
want
kept-
any of this.
Maybe they kept loads of footage and now it will get released as like a follow-up TV series. That would be the smart thing to do.
No, I want a complete closed story
It
for
was
my
closed,
sequels.
Though. It was closed. She just as a character has evolved, but the story ended like
Okay.
they pulled the island
Okay.
up, which was class. I loved all that stuff.
Fair. I guess my
That
issue
whole
is the
scene with
bird,
them-
the bat lady. The
Bat
bat lady stuff.
She's a victim. Justice for Bat Lady. She is a victim of it turning from a TV series into a movie.
But
It
she
has
also
to be.
doesn't hit as a character. I don't think she was
She was kind of
particularly
like a
interesting
supportive mentor.
or intriguing. I'm just like, I don't.
It didn't work. I found her intriguing
dud.
and interesting, but then she was a big dud and it went nowhere, and it made no sense because she went from being a villain to being a mentor, and we got nothing in between. But the stuff, the whole sequence where Moana and her motley crew and Maui are trying to battle against this storm and pull the island up, that was spectacular.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
I was
Yeah,
really into
I
the
agree.
action of that. That was the point of the film where I was like, if one of the kids say they need the toilet now, I'll be really annoyed. You know, the way they always choose like the best moment in the film to want to go out.
The film picks up at that
like
moment.
I have to say I was very compelled at that point, and like I enjoyed the last act was definitely the best. I feel like the middle of it was just all a bit confusing and like muddly.
It got good when that giant clam that looked like a giant island showed up. That was a great. That's a great design. And then the idea of there's some good stuff in here, like the little coconut people. I don't know what they're called, but
They're in the first one.
The way they are in the first one, but I love when they like communicate through this like mosaic with their bodies.
That was so
Which is
cute,
like
yeah.
it's cute, it's adorable. I like that they
really worked.
I liked the whole thing with the poison, just like this blobfish thing. So you know, there's some good stuff in
Like,
here.
the world
It just
of
doesn't
Moana
hang
is-
together.
Yeah, it's the plot is the problem, you see.
Yeah.
Because the world of Moana is stunning. Like, I think it's the best looking Disney world out there. I love it. And Dave and I were in Fiji a long time ago now. But
The water.
that part of
looks
the
like
world
that.
looks like that.
Yeah.
And like, I just love it. It's so funny as well because we always try and get the kids after they see a movie to like think about it. You know, we'd be like, who's your favourite character? What was your favourite thing that happened? But like, Elliot was so excited by this movie that during it he was like, Mommy, who's your favourite character? I was like, Elliot, shush.
Elliot, the cinema happens after the
you
movie.
can't review the movie while you're at the movie. It's not good etiquette. So anyway, look, the kids really enjoyed it. And look, we'll be back from Moana 3, sad, jaded, dejected. I mean, it's going to hit $1 million in the box office, and I'm happy for that. Like, it's great. So this is like record-breaking post-Thanksgiving box office with the combination of Wicked, Gladiator, and Moana. It's like the biggest one of all time. And look, I'm happy to hear news like that.
People
the
are
fact
going
that
to the
none of them
cinema.
are
It's
original.
good.
None of them are original. A concern, but I'm happy to hear that people are going to all of them, like us, 3 weekends back to back.
I would say Wicked is somewhat original. I know it's based
Not
on.
original.
I know it's based.
based on a
it's
book
an adaptation
and
of
a
a
stage
musical
show.
that was adapted
Which
from a
is-
book.
which is
like-
adapted from a book,
No,
which
I get it.
itself
I get
is a
it.
prequel.
I get it. I just mean like.
You mean it's not a sequel?
It felt fresh, is what I'm
It actually
trying.
technically is a
say.
sequel, if not slash prequel to The Wizard of Oz. So
What I'm trying to say
I think
is,
it's-
it felt fresh, and it felt like something, like a breath of fresh air at the cinema. Like Gladiator 2 and Moana 2 were big step downs.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, do you know what was original? Everyone should go and see Conclave, and then I remember that's based on a book.
Oh God,
at least
nothing
it's not
sacred.
based on a
And it's
movie.
based on a real thing that the Pope and his cardinals do. God,
But
I can't
actually,
win.
I feel like Conclave has been a bit lost in all the these big movies. So we reviewed Conclave a while back. If you want to hear the reviews,
Yeah.
scroll back the feed. But it's out now in cinemas, and I'd say catch it before it's gone. And look, we're recommending it in the middle of Moana, so let's get off. We've talked enough about Moana.
The best bit about Conclave was the post-credit scene where God came down and said, "I'm putting a team of cardinals together."
Yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet. You think that's a pope?
All right. Anyway, where can they talk to us?
They can,
Kathy?
first of all, patreon.com is the best place to talk to us, because if you get the app, it's great crack. We're talking in there every day with loads of different groups. Otherwise, come
This
over to
app
Blue
is
Sky.
crack.
It's lit.
Is
We're
it
living
lit?
up on Blue Sky.
Do people still say that?
They do, yeah. Specifically on Blue Sky.
It feels like people on Blue Sky will say that, because that's
Well,
all.
It's really fun.
It's
Like,
all
'cause
those millennials in there, is it?
I want text-based social media. Like, I don't want video-based social media. So I'm really enjoying Blue Sky. And then, of course, we're on Instagram and we're on TikTok and YouTube and all those channels.
Yeah.
So come and find us, say hi. And then, most importantly, we ask this every time, but all we want for Christmas is a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and we would thank you greatly if you did that.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Just tap that button.
Yeah.
And say something nice.
Yeah, or don't
Or
say anything
don't.
at all.
Or stay quiet.
You say it best when you say nothing at all, but leave a 5-star review.
Thanks everyone. Bye.